Hi, this is G Butterfly. Welcome to the Watch and Whisper channel, where you know if I'm interested, I'm definitely going to talk about it. And that's been a story that's been on my mind for the entire week. And this is a story by Kerrion Franklin. I'm sure you've already heard about it. It's on all the blogs. Everybody's talking about it. It's all over the web. Kerrion Franklin, if you don't know, is the adult son of gospel great Kirk Franklin, and he was arrested recently in California. Well, I can't say California, it's just in LA County. It can be any city in LA County, but he was arrested, and he was arrested for I think expired tags or something like that. And they found a handgun in the car, and they also found two tasers. And he was on the Larry Reid live show. I want to say it was Monday night. He called in and he wanted to talk about what was going on with him, and he sounded afraid, and he talked about the treatment he was receiving while he was in jail and how no one should experience what he's been experiencing. He didn't go into a lot of detail, but the one thing that I don't want to talk about why the young man was arrested, everybody's talking about that. They're talking about the guns, the shoulda, the coulda, the wouldas, and what he should have done. Speculation is all flying all across the internet. The one thing I want to talk about is what I heard in the young man's voice. I heard a lot of uncertainty. I heard fear. I heard confusion. I heard pain. And I think it was the mother in me that my heart just went out to that young man. Now, if he's guilty, I don't know. He may be. That's not for me to judge. That's what they have a full judicial system for. But I wanted to talk about what I heard him say. The young man said that he needed his family. He talked about his family, how they just haven't been there for him. But he specifically said he needed his father. Now, if you've heard any of the interviews previously with Larry Reid Live, you hear Kerrion talk about the relationship or lack thereof with his father, Kirk Franklin. Now, I found it interesting that when he talked about he didn't have his family, he needed his family. At this time, he really needed them. He specifically said his father. Now, he could have just left it at family, and then you can just draw your own conclusions which family member he was referring to. But he specifically said his father. And that just pulled at my heartstrings because you can hear the yearning in the young man's voice. You can hear the fear in his voice. You can hear the love and he was just reaching out through the telephone when he was talking to Larry Reid, who he's already have an established relationship with. But you can hear it for his father. And I was like, wow, I really hope that he's able to mend that relationship with his father any way that he can. I know currently Larry Reid is saying that he's paying for Kerrion to have some type of counseling. And he said to his knowledge it's still going on because he's receiving invoices. So I hope that during those counseling sessions, he's able to find some level of peace and understanding with whatever he has going on. He was kind of rambling on and on and on when he was talking to Larry. Larry was asking him very pointed questions and very direct questions. But for whatever reason, Kerrion was just all over the place with his responses. And a lot of his responses didn't even match the question. They didn't fit the question. So I know that could have been a certain level of confusion. Um, Again, I know there has to be a level of fear. I, thank God, have never been to jail. So I don't know what that's like, but I know there has to be a level of fear with that because of the unknown. So him speaking could have been due to that. It could have been to his mental state at the time he was talking to Larry, and it could have just been just hurt, um, confusion, pain. It could have been all of those things, but I know he wants his dad, and I pray. We don't know what on the backside Kirk is doing privately for his son with regards to this current incarceration that he's facing right now. We don't know what Kirk is doing, and if he's choosing to keep it private, that's his business. Because this internet can be treacherous. I see it all the time, just reading all the blogs and how they talk about everybody. But I really hope that if Kirk isn't doing anything, that he finds it in his heart to at least call the son, to go see the son, to do something to let the son know that he has his support, because that young man is yearning. You can just hear it in his voice. And oh, my heart just went out to him. Um, that young man is yearning for that relationship with his father. And I pray that they find some middle ground and they're able to mend their relationship. I'm sure there could be some hurt on each side. I know a couple of months ago, everybody heard the conversation that they had when Kirk was cussing the son out on the phone, and the son, they were going back and forth, back and forth. So you know that there's something there. There's some type of disconnect. There's some type of friction between the two men, and I really hope they can find a way to mend that, or a way to move forward. If they can't mend that past hurt, I hope they find a way to just move forward so that they both can have some type of healing, and try to mend the relationship. I mean, try to move forward with the relationship, get some type of healing, and have a way to be able to have some type of relationship, because that young man wants that relationship with his dad. So that's all I have on this subject. I didn't want to talk about if he was wrong. I mean, what's going to happen with incarceration. Again, the judicial system can go through and handle all of that. I have no knowledge of the judicial system and what's going to happen with him in California. I just hope this young man is able to find a level of peace in his life, because he sounds like he has a lot of turmoil going on. I mean, just the way he was just rambling, it just didn't sound like he was just in a sound mind right at that moment. I hope that he's able to just move past some of this, and I hope he's able to mend that relationship with his father, and build some type of positive relationship, because with the father, that's what he wants first. And I think if he builds it with his father, maybe he'll be able to build a relationship with his siblings, because the way he was talking on the past interview I heard, the relationship is almost non-existent with his siblings as well. So that's all I got on the subject. Let's just pray for Kerrion. If you have any level of compassion in your heart, pray for the young man that he's able to move past all of this, if that's God's will. Just pray for him. Yeah, again, that's the mom and me that saw this 30-something-year-old man that was going through and just longing for his father, in addition to thinking about everything he has going on currently. Uh, per Larry Reid, Mr. Kerrion is the breakout star of the Zeus Network Bad Boys. I think it's called Bad Boys or Bad Boys Club or something like that. I haven't looked at it, can't say that I will. But per Larry, he's the breakout star on the show, and this happened before he was arrested. So just keep him in your prayers, and that's all I got on the subject. Didn't want to talk about the obvious. All right, have a good night. Bye, London. Bye, Bam.